Hey, welcome back to another episode of Sports Type. We're going to be talking about the All-Star weekend. What a catastrophe that was. I mean, my goodness. I swear, if another G League dunker, no shade to Mac McClung, but if we don't got an All-Star winning the dunk contest, you know, and the three-point contest overshadowing the dunk contest, that's a problem in itself. I mean, that All Star game was atrocious as well. 211 to 178 or something like that. I mean, my goodness, y'all couldn't even, play a little like a defense. I mean, it was ridiculous. Kobe Bryant himself would be disappointed in that game. I mean, then you go to the NFL. You got Garoppolo suspended 2 games, right? And then moving back, we got ourselves, an unfortunate coaching change and, our beliefs. We'll see what Nick Saban believes and, Jacques Vaughn out as the Nets head coach. Kevin Ollie is promoted as the interim head coach for the Nets, the Brooklyn Nets. Then also, congratulations to Mike Conley agreeing to a 2-year extension with the T Wolves. I mean, I can't believe he's extended for another 2 years. We'll get, my co-host thoughts on that. Then, to end it, LeBron James once said he was going to retire a Cavalier. Now saying he's going to retire as a Laker. Is he going to have a farewell tour like he deserves, like everybody hopes that he's going to have? Or is he going to just walk out quietly, just like Carmelo Anthony did this past, offseason, like Tim Duncan has done in the past? So we'll see what happens there. We'll talk all about it in this new episode.
Yes, sir. So since it's just one NFL thing, we'll just start with that little thing. Jimmy Garoppolo unfortunately did get while he it wasn't performance enhancing drugs, but it was a illegal drug that he didn't know was illegal at the time that he was taking it and has been suspended 2 games. With that suspension, the Raiders did what they were going to do anyway in releasing him. So what are you guys' thoughts on the best landing spot for Garoppolo in the future?
Nowhere.
You don't think he's a starter in the NFL?
Starter, no. By any means, no.
Our best backup position then.
Uh, I don't even know if he's a backup. I think he's lucky to be a third string quarterback, bro.
I mean, I don't think he's a starter. I agree. I think there's backup positions available where he could go, but he's definitely not a starter in my eyes.
They should be going for Money Mitch as a backup before Jimmy G.
Gosh. What's your thoughts, Gio?
I think he is one of the best backups in the league, in my opinion. Yes, he is. He's on the cups of starting, but he's not a starter in my opinion,
No
right?
way, bro.
He he's a, game manager, right? As we've seen, in the past with the 49ers. He had the weapons last year. He couldn't do anything, with the Raiders. It's unfortunate to see that happen, but I do believe when someone goes down, Jimmy Garoppolo can win at least 1 or 2 games, in the meantime, in the regular season at least. Jimmy Garoppolo, the best landing spot for me has to be New Orleans, right? If Jameis Winston gets out, you got Derek Carr there. Jimmy Garoppolo, gets in 1 or 2 games with that great offense. They have a great defense. I mean, they are contenders this year, in my opinion. And if you have a great backup quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, I think this team can be, a wild card. No one's expecting to possibly go to the NFC Championship.
That's fair. I was thinking the New York Jets is the best backup position, to be honest, because obviously Zach Wilson isn't panning out, and Aaron Rodgers will come back, I think. And I think he could be a backup to Rodgers if Rodgers can't stay healthy once again.
I was gonna stay in that division and say hopefully the Patriots sign him as a third string,
Back to New England, I could see that.
especially with their quarterback room.
Yeah, that's a terrible quarterback room. He could go in and compete to start right away, which I'm sure he wants to do.
So you're saying Zach Wilson is out?
I'm saying Zach Wilson shouldn't be the Jets' backup right now.
I think
He
he's
needs
better than Jimmy G.
I think he's a better backup than Jimmy G as well.
No, he's not. He's the worst backup in the league, in my opinion.
He has shown glimpses of greatness. He has shown glimpses to where he's able to be a starter, yet I would say the IQ aspect of it, right? The right play calling. I mean, all he needs is a little bit more development. Yeah, he's a slow learner. Unlike other quarterbacks, I mean, look at Kenny Pickett right now. That kid can't learn anything, right? You look at Zach Wilson, at least he's shown glimpses of greatness, just like Kenny Pickett. The kids are slow learners. I think being underneath Aaron Rodgers will help him a lot and help him move forward, especially if Aaron Rodgers is there for the next 2 years, right? Possibly next year and the year after that. Zach Wilson can move up, gain more experience, right? Learn under the helm of Aaron Rodgers, and then he can be a starter after that.
But he was just under Aaron Rodgers and he didn't do anything. Rodgers didn't like being under Rodgers didn't do much for him. That's why I'm not moved by it personally. And I think being under both Rodgers and Garoppolo could help him more than just Rodgers.
I mean, are you salty? Is that why?
No, I'm not.
I mean, because they put up some points against you guys.
Yeah, we still smoked him though. It's okay.
I mean, but if he was that bad, really, should he have put up any points against the great Dallas Cowboys defense?
He barely put up points against us.
What was it, 17?
I think it was like 10, something like that.
10?
Yeah.
Even so, I mean, he has shown glimpses to where he was capable of winning games, capable of, stepping up to the plate, like against I would say the Bills. Obviously, that defense won them the game, but he also scored some points. I mean, he also, what was that game that he played like phenomenal against? No one expected the Jets to win.
He beat the best quarterback of all time in y'all's opinions.
Patrick Mahomes, second greatest, or third greatest right now. But yeah, he beat Patrick Mahomes. And I mean, when you can do that, you have some talent.
Yeah, that's fair. But I just don't think he's going to be a great quarterback in years to come at all. And I think they should go in a different direction personally.
But if you're looking for Jimmy Garoppolo, then you're looking at the bottom of the barrel, right? I mean, he's not gonna give you a chance to win a Super Bowl. He's capable of winning you one or two games, like I mentioned, being a backup quarterback, but he will never be a starter.
Yeah, I agree, but I think he'll be a better backup than Wilson if Rodgers ever goes down again, personally.
But Zach Wilson, being younger, being, having more on his plate, I feel like, where he's more talented, where he has the room to grow, and he has all the time in the world. He can have a long career, just like, I would say Baker Mayfield right now is having a perfect career as a solid quarterback where, yeah, he had a couple years where he was bad in Cleveland. Yeah, he had a couple, stretches where he wasn't good, but now he's found his footing down in Tampa, and, hopefully he can grow from that.
Yeah, we'll see. I just think if we're going best landing spot, I think the Jets could be the best landing spot right now on like a 1 year contract.
New England, still my vote.
I mean, I do like New England, right? Especially where he's familiar with, the coaching staff. He's familiar with the playing style. I think he would be welcomed with open arms, especially like you guys mentioned how the QB room is looking right now. I think Jimmy Garoppolo, I will change my mind on the backup position of going to New Orleans to going to the New England Patriots.
Yeah, because I was going to say New Orleans, I feel like they're going to draft a quarterback and stick with Jameis Winston and let Derek Carr go.
I mean, I thought Jameis was going to walk.
He could, but I think given that they should let Derek Carr go, and I think they will, that he might stay another year.
But his contract is terrible.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't think he'll get a better contract anywhere else.
He's just got to start somewhere. He's good enough to start somewhere.
Which is he was in New Orleans, but now that he's a backup and barely played, I don't know if anyone's going to hand him out that money.
He needs to start, bro. He's so good.
Why let's hear this out. Why not New England? Or not New England, but why not or not Oakland, but Las Vegas.
That could be a very big possibility, but I also think they might draft one. But if they want, or go after Justin Fields, if that's the
Oh,
route the Bears go. But that's the rumors that's been flying around.
and, James Winston would be a perfect quarterback for the great wide receiving, room they got. I mean, look at Devontae Adams. If you give James Winston Devontae Adams, I mean, my goodness, he's gonna have what was it, 50 touchdowns again, like he
Well,
did
the problem
previous.
is with that though is that there's rumors that Devontae might go to New York to re up with Rodgers over there.
And that would have to be a trade.
Yeah,
So if they give him a quarterback that he wants, I guarantee you he stays. He likes what's his name? Pearson? Coach
Pierce.
Pierce? Yeah. So
Yeah,
he likes Pierce. They won a couple games at the end of the season. They had good momentum. I think if you give him a good quarterback, he's gonna stay because he likes the culture that they're building there.
yeah, I agree. But can Winston move the needle enough to win the way he wants to win is the question.
100% because all you need is a slinger. Jameis Winston is a gunslinger, bro. We saw him sling the ball in Tampa the entire time.
Yeah, but the problem is he had 30 touchdowns, sure, but he also had 30 interceptions.
Where?
Always got a Boston tongue.
Go ahead.
Huh? Go ahead,
Always
say
got
it.
a Boston tongue. Furthermore,
What were you gonna say, Gio?
I was just gonna say, you give him Devontae Adams, I guarantee you he's gonna throw him the ball. Devontae's gonna get the touches that he wants. Josh Jacobs is gonna, run the ball like he always does.
Well, if he stays, he's a free agent now.
I think he is gonna stay because either one, they're gonna franchise him, right?
Mhm.
Or two, they're gonna just give him the bag, like straight up. He's a top three running back in the league, if not the best running back in the league.
I wouldn't say the best, but he is close to the best, and I do think they should pay him. But knowing the Raiders organization, they might make a mistake and let him walk.
They've
Saquon.
made some headway though.
They have, but I wouldn't be surprised if they let Jacobs walk, to be honest. Just solely because of how expendable running backs are in today's NFL.
Which is just absurd because they're really not.
I mean, they think they are, but yeah, they're not.
It's, it's like Josh Jacobs is in the top tier, and
Right.
there's about five people that can even like be in that discussion.
Right.
Like,
Like the fact they haven't paid him yet is crazy to me.
for real. There's no one that's gonna come in and have the same production.
No, especially behind that offensive line. Like, come on.
I mean, to me, you got three, right? You got CMC, Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry. Those are the top three.
Nick Chubb, healthy Nick Chubb.
Healthy Nick Chubb. But is it because, yeah, I can see Nick Chubb being in that category too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But yeah, we'll see what happens with Jimmy G. It's gonna be interesting, but I'm sure he won't be a starter anymore.
Nope.
That ship has sailed, and now we're gonna sail to our next discussion.
I like that. Moving on to the NBA. Jacques Vaughn out as the Nets head coach. Right now, that's not panning out so well. They're getting smoked by the Raptors. I didn't think it was the right move at first when they did it, and I still don't think it was the right move. They obviously, as Gio said, promoted their assistant head coach Kevin Ollie to interim head coach. What is your guys' thoughts? Is this the right move for the Nets?
It's kind of hard to say because I don't know what direction they're trying to go in.
You see, I don't either, but based off what they did with that roster, it seems to me that they're rebuilding, and you got to be patient with a coach if you're rebuilding.
Especially because realistically, they're gonna rebuild, and then once the rebuild is like kind of done, then they fire the head coach and bring in someone new.
Right? Like you basically traded away three of the best players in the league and said, "Oh, here's a roster, do something with it." Like he can't do that.
Well,
Like, yeah, Cam Thomas and Mikal Bridges are great, and Ben Simmons is great when healthy, but that's never. And like there's just nothing that any coach, in my opinion, could have done to make that team contender.
Be kind of love.
What's your thoughts, Gio?
This is outrageous by the Nets organization. But hey, this is what they do, right? If it doesn't work out in the short run, they just get rid of it, move on to something new, something brand new, and then they'll move on from it again in in another 6 months. Because you look at the facts, the
KD,
Nets
Kyrie,
organization,
Harden.
but when you look at the facts, they weren't a playoff team last year. Jacques Vaughn created that team and allowed them to become a playoff team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Although, yeah, Kyrie left them in, the fourth overall. But hey, when you get rid of your best player possibly on the team, you then get this whole new squad with young kids trying to rebuild, and you still are a playoff team. Congratulations, that's because of coaching.
Yep,
You
I
look at
agree.
you look at the team now. Ben Simmons out. I don't know how many games. You look at Mikal Bridges. Yeah, he's playing great. Good for him. Cam Thomas is so inconsistent. Yeah, he's a great talent, but he has shown that he's a Bradley Beal type of player where he's a volume shooter and he's very inconsistent. And then, yeah, you have great talent on that squad, but the inconsistency, the age, right? I really feel like you give Vaughn a little bit more time to develop his team to, create like a culture around that squad. I think they could be successful. Right now, you're moving so quickly and you're moving on from a great coach, in my opinion, so quickly that it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the, looking at this roster at the beginning of the season, no one expected them to be a great team who were contenders. Like, I don't know what made the Nets organization think that they were going to be contenders. Because, yeah, as you said, they got talent, but inconsistency and injuries play a key part in that success.
And you also have to look at the Eastern, conference as, a whole, right, Nick? I mean, you got the Boston Celtics, you have
The Bucks.
Philadelphia 76ers, you have the Milwaukee Bucks, you have the New York Knicks, you have the Cleveland Cavaliers, you have the Miami Heat, right?
Sure.
The list goes on and on and on, and it is so competitive this year. How can you expect a young team developing to compete with those guys who are actually contenders for the title?
You can't. I mean, the only thing you could have hoped for was a play-in berth, but I mean, even then, injuries and inconsistency.
They're just making a mistake. They need to either entirely restart.
Like honestly, bro, it's a miracle they've won 20 plus games with this roster.
That's facts. In my mind,
Mm.
I think the Pistons are in a better spot as an organization than they are.
Ooh, I mean, in the long run,
I could see
I
it in the long run,
would
yeah.
agree because they have all the
Yeah.
picks.
And they're young and they actually have a good competent coach who knows what it takes to get to the finals if they keep him.
Right.
Kate Cunningham's better than every single player on that Nets team.
That's a false statement right there.
I wouldn't go that far.
He is. He's better than every single player on that team.
He's not better
Mikal
than Cam
Bridges.
Thomas and Mikal Bridges.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. To me, Mikal Bridges is the only guy I would say can go above. Uh, who was it?
Cunningham.
Yeah, Cade. My bad. Yeah. So then I would even say Thompson has more talent than Cunningham right now.
Thomas, you mean?
No, Thompson. The twin, one of the twins.
Oh, Azar
Yeah,
Thompson. Yeah. You think he has more potential than Cam, you said?
I think so. I think he's really reaching his limit in my opinion.
Oh, I agree. I mean, he's 19 years old. He came in the league at 19 and he's doing this at 19. I 100% agree he has better potential. I think Cam has already hit his potential.
Right.
He's all right at
I mean,
that.
as Gio said, he's inconsistent. He can go for 40 for 5 straight games and then go for 10 the next 5. But I just think this was the wrong decision by the Nets, and we'll see how it pans out, but I don't think it's going to pan out very well.
I agree. But
But go
go.
ahead.
I was about to say, let's go to another decision made by, I don't know, what are they? The number one, number two team in the West right now. Mike Conley has agreed to a 2-year extension with the T-Wolves.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw that, I was honestly surprised, as Gio said in his intros. I was surprised because obviously he's up there in age, but he is very reliable. He's a veteran. Only thing that concerns me with a 2-year extension is his injury history. But if he can stay healthy, he will help the Minnesota Timberwolves get to their ultimate goal, I think.
He is a key piece to that team. It's just unfortunate that that team will never reach that goal, that ultimate goal.
I mean, yeah, I don't think they'll ever reach it either because, as we've stated in the past, they got a soft big man over there who doesn't know how to play in the playoffs.
And they got to run through the Nuggets. They got to run through the Suns. They got to run through Kyrie and the Mavericks.
Yeah, they got the West is tough. So
So,
Don't
I don't.
forget about the Clippers and the revamped, Russell Westbrook and James Harden. I mean, James Harden is a system.
whoa, whoa. Russ makes that team.
Not my words. I quote, I am a system.
Whoa, Russ carries Harden. End quote. My words.
All right, Gio, what's your thoughts on the Conley extension?
I mean, I can see it as a positive and a negative. I'll go with the negatives first. Negative, he's up there in age. He
Right.
can't really carry a team like he did back in, when he was on the Grizzlies. Yeah, he can still produce. I think he can be a great leader for them. And, he will be a great floor general for them. And I think that they will get far with him. It's just when you reach, say, the Western Conference Finals, you're facing the best of the best in the league, right? You're facing young talent, you're facing fast talent, you're facing whatever the case may be. I don't think he can keep up with, to be honest, with Steph Curry right now. How can you defend that?
Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't sleep on my boy Mike Conley like that.
I'm just saying Steph Curry has only gotten better, faster, and stronger with age. And
Hey,
Mike Conley can't stay with him an entire game.
Curry's kind of washed now. He's getting up there.
What are you talking about? How is Curry watched?
Curry's kind of washed now.
Okay, well then you look at Jamal Murray. You look at Kyrie Irving. For an entire game, you think Mike Conley can stay with him on the defensive end?
No one can stay with Kyrie Irving.
Except for
No one.
really, not even Bams.
Shea
I
and
was
Lou
I was
Dort.
gonna joke.
Shea and Lou Dort might be the only ones.
Shea would be the only, and yeah, I would say Shea Gilgeous-Alexander could be the only one that could stay with Kyrie Irving. But honestly, I mean, look at Shea. Can Mike Conley stay with Shea right now? Can Mike Conley be with Darren Fox? I mean, the list goes on. I just don't think that because of his age, they cannot withstand a Western Conference Finals, run.
Yeah, that's my main concern too. But I think they kept him solely because of what you said is that he's a veteran and he's a floor general, and they need that.
And who
Especially
else
with
is their
it,
point?
especially with as young as a team as they have, they need someone that can lead them, and Conley's their leader.
But who else is their point guard?
I mean, can't I mean Nikhil Alexander Walker off the top of my
Yeah.
head.
Yeah, you can't have that. Yeah, I know Ant brings the ball down a lot, but you really need that floor generally, especially when you're going into the playoffs. You need that experience. Anthony Edwards will carry the team 100%. But when it comes down to the playoffs, we know Cat doesn't show up. And we know that they can double and, force him to pass it up. And you're going to have to rely on really Mike Conley. And can you really rely on Mike Conley to, carry a team like he did back on the Grizzlies? I don't think he can.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think so either.
I don't think he can carry, but he can contribute. If he was in Miami, it would be done deal. Over.
It would be a done deal, right? Because he would find his spot. He would, fit in perfectly with that, team, and they would win a championship.
They'll win one with or without
No, they will not.
him.
But with him, I can see it happening.
Oh, man. All right. Well, moving on to a very disgraceful topic, that All-Star weekend. That was putting me to sleep. That was a snooze fest. Um, but what are your guys' thoughts on it? I know Gio's very upset over there, but Sayo, what's your thoughts on it?
I'll tell you this is the first time in a very long time. I did not peep the All-Star weekend activities one time.
Well, you didn't miss anything. I can tell you that.
Shout out my boy Reese though. Team Pacers winning the skills challenge.
Yes, sir. Yeah, no, the only good thing I will say was one, the skills challenge, and two, the 3-point contest, and then the Sabrina versus Steph. That was the only good things that came out of this All-Star weekend.
But yeah, yeah.
That had to be the worst dunk contest I've seen in my life. But go ahead, Gio.
Let's start off first. You had the Celebrity All-Star game where you used to have great competition. It used to be fun, right? You used to have Kevin Hart out there,
Used to have Kevin
Quavo.
Hart, man. He was great.
I mean, the Celebrity All-Star game is supposed to be a fun, competitive, you know, game where you get to see, your favorite people outside of basketball play basketball.
Mm.
Yeah, Meta World Peace in there. Yeah, Tristan Jass in there.
Bro,
You had Kai Cenat in there.
and
I
Kai
mean,
Cenat scored what, 4 points?
it was just terrible because you had T Jazz chucking, just straight chucking, right? I mean, that's not basketball. That's not basketball at all. Where's the ball movement? Where's the funness of of the basketball game? It was not fun to watch.
Well,
Um,
unfortunately, that was the same thing with the All-Star game, but we'll get to that in a little bit.
then you move on to the Rising Stars Challenge, right? Yeah, congratulations to Matherin winning, MVP, but really, it used to be so much fun. Look at Zion Williamson against Trey Young. Where's that energy at?
To me, it's just they're not getting the players they used to do these events.
They're really not. Yeah, I think that was really cool. They put in a G League team, and that put on a lot of pressure for an NBA team to beat them. Because if you lose to a G League team, man, you're gonna hear it from all your teammates.
Yeah.
But other than that, Rising Stars, trash. You go ahead, you look at the skills challenge. Hey, I like the shout out to the Pacers. Congratulations to them. But I mean, look at the passing. Are you kidding me right now? I
That,
think a
that
toddler can pass through that.
I could do that with my eyes closed.
That was terrible. An NBA player should be able to pass through the passes which they used to do because they're elite passers in the game.
Facts.
I can't even speak on that because that was just atrocious. That was terrible. Whatever. Then then you go to the 3-point contest. That was the most fun thing this weekend.
100%.
You had 4 people tie. You had 2 people tie, I believe, in the final round. You had Damian Lillard go off. Congratulations to them. Then you had Steph Curry versus Sabrina. Steph Curry put everything on the line as the greatest shooter ever to go against Sabrina, and boom, he won. Congratulations. That was fun to watch. That can be expanded as we've mentioned,
Yeah.
to each other. That it would be cool to have Kalen Clark, right, in there. It would be cool to
Mhm.
have Dame Lillard in there, maybe Klay Thompson, whoever you want in there. It would be cool to see those matchups. Moving on to the dunk contest. Saya, you didn't even miss nothing, bro. Go ahead, rewatch the 2016, 2015 dunk contest because those will be the best contests we're ever gonna have in our lifetime.
Bro, bro, Jalen Brown made Kai Cenat sit down, and he's already 4'5" or whatever his height is. He said sit in a chair, and then he jumped over him.
All I know is someone's got a background that should be doing the dunk contest that ain't.
But he did. He did do it and he won it.
He's got he's got to keep going.
He already won it.
So what? He won it, so now he don't have to defend his crown no more.
You don't got to defend your crown because you already won it. You're it. You're done.
And
I'm
that's part of the problem though.
I'm looking at the Ja Morant. Obviously, he's hurt. I'm looking at the Zion Williamson. I'm looking
Bro,
at, possibly like just for fun, Victor Wembanyama.
to me,
Aaron
it's not
Gordon, try to
bro.
incentivize him to come back.
To me, it's not on the players, bro. It's on the judges. They really ruined the contest for the players.
No, there's just one judge.
Yeah, Dwayne Wade.
There's just
Yeah.
one judge.
Yeah, Dwayne Wade. Yep. Don't even argue it, Saya.
After
Don't say that Derrick Jones Jr. deserved that.
He did.
after that dunk contest,
Absolutely
no one
not.
wanted to do it.
Aaron Gordon, okay, 2016 I can live with. It was Levine
Right.
dunked like crazy. Derrick
Fine.
Jones Jr. did not jump over Taco Fall.
Derrick Jones Jr. deserved that dunk.
Oh
No, he
God.
did not. He did
No,
the
he did
same
not.
dunk. He went through the legs every time. Through the
Talk
legs.
talk to me when Derrick Jones Jr. jumps over a 7'5" guy.
Hey, he's got his crown. He don't have to defend it no more, apparently.
Who?
No, Dwayne Wade is not. He's banned.
Robbed him.
Okay,
Robbed him.
Dwayne Wade is banned from being a judge. I don't care.
He
You
was
robbed
the
Mr. 50.
He's banned.
he
Robbed.
was the best judge in that
He
dunk
was
fight.
the worst
Robert.
judge.
By far the best judge.
I think the best judge on the panel every year has to be Dominique.
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
he knows
he's
what it takes
fair.
to dunk.
He understands what happens. He understands creativity. I mean, yeah, he's the most fair judge. But when you look at that,
All right, as Gio was saying about the All-Star festivities, continue your rant, Gio.
yeah, when you look at that last dunk contest with Aaron Gordon and the way he lost, no one wanted to compete in the dunk contest afterwards. You look at all the great stars you had before that, right? You had Donovan Mitchell, Aaron Gordon, Zach LaVine, Victor Oladipo. You had a lot of great stars in that entire dunk contest where you had plenty of stars year in and year out. After that dunk contest, no one wanted to compete anymore. And that is the exact reason, is because they know, why would I compete when I know if I win, I'm still going to lose possibly? Because Aaron Gordon deserved that trophy and he still lost.
Yeah, I don't blame them, I especially don't blame Aaron Gordon for never going back based off how many times he's
Yeah.
tried and won and tried to
Right.
win, and I'd say 2 out of the 3 times he should have won.
I would agree. At least once. At least once.
Right. So I don't blame him, and that's yeah, as you said, that's the reason why these stars aren't coming and why it's not as good as it used to be, unfortunately.
He like yeah. D Wade made the right choice there. I think people just got salty that he made the right choice. Yeah.
Biased Heat fan take, but yeah.
Nope. No bias.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay.
Well, then let's move to the main event then.
Yeah, that was
All-star.
terrible. I mean, it was supposed to start at 8 and what started at 8:50?
8:50. The best thing about the All-Star game, Draymond Green, Charles Barkley. You listen to them the entire game, it was a Comedy Central right there. That was the funniest stuff I have heard in a long time with those two.
Hey Gio, you know who was
You
talking
actually
about?
watched the game? That was straight trash.
Yeah, the game was trash, but yeah, the commentating was great. You know, Chuck
It was
just
great, but
yeah, the gameplay was terrible. I mean, I don't expect him to play defense. I expect at least entertaining dunks and entertaining alley-oops, which I saw maybe 1 or 2 throughout the entire game.
I didn't see Anthony Edwards throw it down. We all know he's got hops. We didn't see any fun assists from Tyrese Halliburton.
I mean, the one bit where he did it, but like behind the elbow to Dame was kind of cool, but
that it's just one. You were out there for a long time, man.
yeah, I mean, the only great play I could recall was the bounce alley-oop to LeBron. That was like the best play of the game.
And for me, the best had to be Luka Doncic and Jokic.
Yeah, they're hilarious
Going
together.
down the court without passing the ball. That was pure comedy. That was entertainment, and that was good basketball.
Yeah, I mean, the rest is just as you texted me during the game, it was just Cat chucking up threes the whole time.
I couldn't believe it. It was like someone at an LA Fitness who thought they were good in high school started chucking up half courts. That brother right there, Nick Saya,
Yeah.
Definitely chucking up half court shots.
If Nick Saban was in the All-Star game, he'd be pulling a Damian Lillard every time, bro. Half court.
I've been splashing them though, bro. That's my range.
Nah, one would airball. The second would barely hit rim. Third one might go in.
This
I
is
yeah, but
exactly
sorry, go ahead.
exactly like Karl Anthony Towns. He's like, I'm gonna make them. Oh, I'm the best big man shooter ever. I'm gonna keep on shooting. I don't care. Give it to someone who can actually shoot. Steph Curry should be shooting. Jokic. I'd rather have Jokic be taking those shots. I'd rather see great passing, great finishing. Don't be chucking up half court shots like that every single time.
Yeah, it was really terrible to watch. Like I maybe watched half of the game to be honest, because the other half I was like not paying attention just because of how terrible it was. It wasn't entertaining at all. I mean, it's supposed to be entertaining. It's not supposed to be like a real basketball game. So I'm not surprised they didn't play defense, but I just wish there was more dunks and more entertaining passes.
You know why the old All-Star games were so great? Is because you had an equal balance of understanding, okay, yes, it's supposed to be a fun game, but I am still going to play defense on you. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant, probably the best defender in the entire All-Star game. Yet he still allowed you to kind of play offense the way you wanted to. But there was still some defense. Michael Jordan, same thing. Shaquille O'Neal, Tim Duncan, Elijah. There was defense. There was fouls. It was great to watch. It was great comedy, and it was also great entertainment because you did get to see those great dunks, right? Michael Jordan, Allen Iverson, great passing by Jay Williams, Jason Kidd. I mean, the list goes on and on. You had great games in the All Star game. Now the talent's even better, but the game's gotten worse. That makes zero sense.
I think that the NBA you were talking about was a lot more competitive than today's NBA, and that shows.
But why is that? Is that because everyone's buddy buddy? I mean, my goodness. The only one who's not friends in the league, or well, two, Russell Westbrook could care less about anyone other than his team. Giannis Antetokounmpo does not work out with anybody else other than himself.
I honestly do think it's because everyone's such friends with each other. They don't care about the game. They just want to have fun.
But then you look at the friendship, right? Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Paul, all very competitive. You look at the matchups against those guys, and they're always competitive. What
I just
happened with everyone else?
I just don't think they look at it as a game. Like Anthony Edwards said after the game, they don't look at it as a game. They look at it as, oh, we just have to go out, play this so we can go to our break.
So don't show up. You don't show up for USA, Team USA. A lot of stars don't show up for Team USA when they're invited. You're invited to the All-Star game, don't show up. We want people that want to play, that actually think they're All-Star caliber players and want to compete in this All-Star game and show the fans exactly what they're trying to watch and grow the sport, how it's supposed to be grown.
Yeah, I agree. I also don't know why Adam Silver got rid of the Elam ending. I think the Elam ending added a lot the past few years when it was in there. I'm not sure why he got rid of it this year.
I mean, I don't know why we went back to this format. Yeah, you can still do East versus West,
Yeah,
but for you to get rid of, like you said, that formatting, this is exactly why we got rid of the East versus West and the original formatting, because there was these types of lopsided wins, this crazy offensive game when there was no defense.
right. But what's your thoughts, Say? I know you didn't watch, but what do you think?
Honestly, honestly, yeah.
I like it.
Um, I think they gotta take the 3-point shot out for the All-Star game. I think they gotta take dunks out for the All-Star game. I think they have to take layups out from the All-Star game.
So just no
Um,
All-Star game?
uh, there should be a half-court battle
Honestly, that would be entertaining to watch. I'm not gonna lie.
because, like, at least then, like, you have to play defense
I mean, you don't really have to, but you could.
or just keep chucking from half court. Who can
I
hit more than
mean,
half court?
that's not a bad idea, you know? It'd be entertaining. What's your thoughts, Gio?
For people who think that there should be a one-on-one tournament, that would take way too long. Because I'm thinking about it. Get the 10 best players in the NBA. Okay, well, that's just the starting five for each West and East, right?
Yeah, I mean, it would take long, but I think it would be better than the All-Star game.
It definitely would be more competitive, but you're looking at the bracket, you have what, 15 players on the West, right? Or no, 10, 12 players on the West?
Well, who says you have to use all of them?
Well, how is that not fair? You're making a bracket.
I mean, I just think that if it wasn't an All-Star game, there wouldn't be as many players as there is right now. Only like the ones who wanted to play one-on-one would be the ones playing the one-on-one.
Why would you only have see? Because if you select five All Stars on the West, five All Stars on the East to compete in this, right?
Hmm.
This will get rid of the All Star game completely. So you don't technically only have five All Stars on the West, five All Stars on the East. There should be more All Stars. You can't just have five and five because really, what happens to the Jalen Brunsons? What happens to the Bam Adebayos? What happens to the Anthony Edwards and the Luka Doncic's and the Kyrie Irving's, Steph Curry's, Darren Fox's of the world? I mean, the list goes on. I mean, you can't just pick five guys to be an All Star.
Yeah, that's the only bad thing about that. It would be more competitive, but I think they just have to keep the All-Star game and reformat it in a way that makes it competitive.
Right, because when you have a competitive All Star game, we talked about this, and I think this is the perfect statement to sum this up. The All Star game does not get rid of fans,
No.
but it sure as heck can grow the fan base of the NBA. And when you have a great All Star weekend, your fan base, your recognition goes through the roof. And right now, it's not happening right now. And Adam Silver's got to change that.
Yep, I 100% agree.
Yeah, I just don't know how at all.
Would you just have Miami Heat players play?
They whooping. They winning it all. You have LeBron, KD, Stephen Curry, all of them over there. Miami's winning that with ease.
I mean, what happened to Jimmy Buckets? I mean, he should have been an All Star, in my opinion.
He won't play. He won't play in it.
Right.
He's
The
more
last
he's
time he
more
was in the All-Star game, the Knicks and sat the rest of the time.
he's more worried about winning in the regular season and in the playoffs,
That's my guy.
which is what I mean LeBron should have done because he barely played in the All-Star game anyway, so I'm not really sure why he even signed up.
To get his 20. It means something to people who used to play back in the day. To be an All-Star means something.
True. But I'd rather have someone on my team who is so competitive that he doesn't care about that stuff.
But it doesn't mean that LeBron doesn't care about the game.
Well, I'm not saying he doesn't care about winning, but I'm just saying I respect Jimmy for doing what he's doing and boycotting that stuff just so he could focus on his game.
But how is he focusing on his game if he's not? He technically can be playing at an MVP level throughout the entire season. Can he not?
I mean, yeah, but I think he knows he has to save himself for the playoffs, knowing that he is the Heat's best player.
Why not?
Yeah, he's the best, but yes, one of the best.
Was that whole team full of stars?
Okay.
But since we're talking about LeBron James,
Yes.
thoughts on the King coming out and saying he's not going to have a farewell tour?
I think he's full of it
Yep, big time.
because I mean, that'd be like Tom Brady not announcing his retirement and just walking away. It's never going to happen.
And the
I
thing
mean,
is,
why
like,
not?
but
I just think LeBron is just he he just seems like the guy who would want a farewell tour where he could get respect from each and every team before he walks away.
you
But I
have to.
feel, oh, sorry.
Sorry, what I do.
I feel like he's gotten the respect when he broke Kareem's scoring, title. He got the respect
That's
of everything after that.
that's fair, but I also think he knows how many fans he has worldwide, and he'll be like, I can't just walk away without telling them. So they like, I feel like he'll want them to know that it's his last game, so they can go watch it if they want.
And that boy SGA said LeBron got the scoring record. Cool. Let me get my buckets.
He's not gonna get 40,000 plus, but yeah,
My boy
He might.
SGA.
Someone's definitely able to beat it with the recovery technology we have today, with how people are staying healthier, their careers are lasting longer, they're playing better.
I say that record lasts longer than
Yeah.
Kareem's lasted.
I say Luka Doncic breaks it.
I
Oh
don't think
wow.
so. I don't think
I
Wow.
so.
think he can. I
No,
think he can.
he's not gonna
That's
play. He's not gonna play as long as LeBron. His body type is not built for it.
He
right.
might be able to.
Listen, Luka's getting nowhere near that, bro. His rookie
Yeah,
year scoring enough.
He averaged what, 22, 23 in his rookie year? LeBron averaged 20
He wasn't scoring enough, bro.
in his rookie year.
Yep.
But how could that be possible if he had a higher average?
LeBron was 18 when he came in.
Luca was 20, 19,
I think it was 19, right?
19.
to be honest, I think LeBron's gonna end close to 45,000, and it won't be touched.
45. Wow, that's a big number.
You gotta be careful about that boy, Ty. Ty might come for it.
Okay.
Yeah, uh-huh. But well, I know you think he's gonna have a farewell tour, Saya. Why do you think that?
You watch D Wade, like he missed multiple Lakers games to go to D Wade's farewell tour.
Hmm.
Cleveland. Um, and he like witnessed D Wade's farewell tour firsthand. He's gonna be like, D Wade got all this attention. I'm LeBron James, and he
Yeah,
don't have it.
yeah. I just don't. I just personally, I don't think LeBron's the one to be like, nah, I'm done. Not telling anybody, just walking away. Like Tim Duncan, I can see that because he was like more mellow, but I feel like LeBron's more upbeat and he wants something like that.
So, one, Tom Brady did retire without telling anybody.
I mean, yeah, but
The
then he
first time, the
unretired.
first
Then he unretired.
time
So
was the first time was a retirement, right? So let's just say that and look at how the world reacted to that, because that's exactly how LeBron James, if not greater, people are going to react to LeBron James retiring that way.
well, you also said Carmelo didn't have a farewell tour, but I also think he would have if he had the chance.
No, because the Knicks, I forget, some teams were looking at him to come back. He could have had a chance to have a farewell tour. Very well could have.
I don't think he wanted to play another season though. Like he just wanted a game where they could, represent him and then did.
But then again, I think he said, like he said, he did everything he could in the game. It was just time for him to go. No matter what, I don't think he was going to play a game or whatever the case may be.
I think if the opportunity presented itself, he would have.
If LeBron James wins a championship,
Mhm.
not this year, let's just say he wins one this year. Congratulations. What is this? Number 5 for you, kid?
Yeah,
Congratulations.
right.
If he wins another one within the next 3 or 4 years, scores 44, 45,000 points, plays with his kids, and he wins another championship at the end of that season, you're not gonna have a farewell tour. Maybe, who knows? Because if he doesn't, if he's thinking, if I don't win, I'm gonna play another year. But if I do win, then it's over. So he might end it after a championship run.
It's a good thing he's got to run into Miami though, because we'll have
But we all know he said he wanted to end his career in a Cavaliers jersey. Not once, but twice he said that in his 2 stints with Cleveland.
Well, I think it's going to happen.
Now he
It's
says
just
he,
I just think it's going to be on a 10-day, not a full season.
but then again, we just heard him say, I'm happy in LA. I want to stay in LA. I like the Lakers organization. Pretty much sounds like he wants to end his career in LA.
which I think he does.
He might come back to mine.
But which one is it though?
No, I'm saying
Mine.
he's like he'll stay a Laker for majority of. I'm not saying like yeah he could technically he'd still be a Laker, but the fact that he signed a 10-day with the Cavs makes it seem like he also retired a Cav.
Yeah, I think he stays with LA throughout his entire playing days. And when it's time to retire, he's going to come back to Miami and retire.
Oh, nice.
If he goes back anywhere, it's gonna be to his hometown to retire in Akron.
I don't know. I was DMing him about 10 minutes ago, and he said, "Yeah, I'm gonna retire at Heat." And I said, "Respect."
No, I DM'd him. I said, "Why aren't you playing tonight?" He said, "Don't worry, I'm gonna retire a Laker." I was like, "All right, bet."
Did he text you too, Jeff?
I mean, no. I'm more focused on Donovan Mitchell playing the playoffs this year. Darius Garland showing up. Who knows?
Well,
Maybe the Cleveland Cavaliers gets their second championship banner.
you hope.
They got
Yeah, I do hope. That's all I have, Jake. I can hope.
Hey, man, that's all sports have hope. Sports fans have hope. Just got to do it, man.
That's it.
now I'm losing my hope in some teams, bro. I can't even lie.
I mean, aren't we all?
Like, it's getting ridiculous.
You guys
But
heard.
oh, God, you.
Well, it's like Draft Day, the movie.
Yeah,
You're
yeah, yeah.
like Clevelander. To be a Clevelander, you have endless amount of hope, no matter how dark it is or something like that.
Hey, man,
I mean, that's
sometimes,
all we have.
sometimes that hope seems like it's getting farther and farther away. I'm not gonna lie.
And then it gets closer, and then brings you in. It brings you in, and then
Yeah,
it's
maybe
just
with the Lakers, but with the Cowboys, it's always farther and farther away, man.
oh, for you guys, yeah. I'm just saying for Cleveland organizations, they get so far, then they get so close, and they can't finish. LeBron James broke the code one time. It took the greatest player on earth to break the Cleveland Cavalier or the Cleveland City code. That was
Yeah,
crazy.
man. Yeah. So you think he's gonna Tim Duncan it, is what I'm hearing.
I wouldn't be shocked if he wins a championship and calls it quits, but I also wouldn't be shocked if he does a Carmelo Anthony says, I did everything I could for this game. Because you know how he says after every season, oh, I need to think about it. I need to discuss with my family, my friends, really, reflect upon the season. I think he's going to do one of those and be like, you know what? I think it's time to quit. He's going to definitely have a public statement. He's definitely going to have a conference and discuss it like he did probably when he went to Miami and made probably the worst decision of his life. But well, I'm saying to say he's going to Miami, that public statement, right,
Hmm.
the way he did it.
Hmm.
But he's gonna pretty much do it the exact same way, where he's gonna be like, you know what, I'm gonna retire. This is my decision, and he's gonna, pretty much explain why, and then everyone's gonna freak out.
I think it's gonna be similar to Kobe Bryant, to be honest, where he's gonna say at the beginning of the season and then go through the entire season knowing it's his last.
What if he does that? I mean, I think LeBron James wants to be so different. He doesn't want the Michael Jordan treatment. He doesn't want the Kobe Bryant treatment. He doesn't want the Dwayne Wade treatment. I think he just wants the LeBron treatment. And how can he be different than everyone else who's retired before him?
Because every stadium he'll walk in, he'll sell out entirely.
Yeah, just like Kobe Bryant, just like Dwayne Wade.
But what like, come on, man.
How else can
Oh,
LeBron James retire his way? What is his way?
I mean, his way is going to the press and saying, "Yeah, I'm done."
Right?
Because like
Uh,
even like we saw glimpses of it this past offseason, like he didn't say nothing. The press said stuff.
Right.
So
I
I
don't know if
think
he goes to the press. I think he goes to the refs. Tells the refs, I'm done.
I don't think the rest would care. I mean, they see him get hacked and they just, go about their business. Especially Scott Foster. That guy's a Terrible ref.
Man,
He is a piece of work, isn't he? I
Yeah,
mean,
he
brother,
is.
repping any game with an all-star on it.
I mean, there was also that Celtics game last year. I don't know that guy's name, but he was betting. Terrible ref.
Terrible ref.
Saw LeBron get whacked on the arm in broad daylight. Oh no, that's not a foul. That's clean.
Yeah.
But so, Gio, you think he retires a Laker, or do you think he goes back to Cleveland for a year?
I hope he's a Cav, but the way it's looking, the way he's speaking, being a Laker, he's gonna retire a Laker.
Yeah, I agree. I hope he retires a Laker as well, and I hope that we get a competent roster for him to win before he calls it quits.
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts over there, Mr. Saya?
he needs to do a farewell tour. Needs to.
Yeah, I mean, I agree because I wouldn't want to not know it's LeBron's last game and then be like, oh, end of the season, oh, I'm done. Like, bro, really?
I'm like, if when
Like
he
if Kobe
announced,
did, bro, if Kobe didn't do a farewell tour, I would have been so mad, bro.
because I'm gonna watch at least like 60 of the games if he announced that season.
Right?
Just
Like
like
imagine if D Wade and Kobe just said at the end of the year, yeah, we're done. Like, bro, I could have watched so many more games.
I
like
mean, I watched every Kobe Bryant game his final season, and I watched every Dwayne Wade game his final season.
I watched the greatest retirement game in the history of the NBA.
Dwayne Wade's.
Nope. Mr. 60.
But yeah,
No.
need
I don't think the time's coming anytime soon, given how well LeBron is still playing. But when the time comes, we'll see what happens.
Sure.
you know. What y'all think though?
I think we
You
wait
think
to
the
do segments,
fans
bro.
will be
The fans will what?
be extremely heated
If he
if he just
doesn't,
retires? I don't know.
I think LeBron fans would be more mad than anybody because they'll be like, wow, I could have gone to your last game.
I mean, I think it would be poetic in a way. The
But you
kid that
said,
has,
but you told me that you want to go to his last game, so you wouldn't be mad.
I do want to go to his last game, 100% in
So you,
Cleveland.
so you wouldn't be mad if he didn't tell you that that would be his last game in
I
Cleveland.
wouldn't be. I would try to, right now, let's just say he goes next season. I would try to
Okay.
go to the Cavs game with LeBron James in it, just in case. I'd be content on that. But I think it would be poetic. LeBron James retires. He had all the attention on him from 16 years old till now. All the media, all the cameras on him. He goes out quietly. That's so poetic, man. Like you're the greatest.
All right. As Gio was saying before he was cut off, he thinks Tim Duncan it for LeBron would be a little poetic. So continue what you were saying.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be poetic just because he's had the spotlight on him for so long. For him to go out quietly, for him to do it peacefully, to me, it would be ironic in a in a way because everyone says that he's such an attention hog, right? He seeks the attention, and for him to go out quietly would just be perfect and poetic for me. But that's just me. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, he gives what the fans want, but hopefully, he also does what he wants in the same time.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, it's keeping the floor with Gio. You got a segment over there, Gio?
Yeah, we're gonna keep it with LeBron James. We're
All
gonna
right.
we're gonna go ahead. I haven't done sneakers in a long time, but we got a pair of sneakers coming out. The LeBron James fours, the retro line. Love that LeBron keeps doing this. He's got the fours coming out March 7th. Fruity Pebbles, great colorway. Really respectable. The only thing is it's gonna be a pricey one. $250 coming for the sneakers. Is it worth it? I'm not really sure it's worth it at that price point, but it is a great looking pair of sneakers. And if you love LeBron James, these are the ones for you.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to check those out. Big LeBron James shoe guy. But As you said, 250. I don't know. My bank account would take a hit, but we'll see. We'll see. If they're worth it, I'll do it. But going into video game news, as stated last week with NCAA 25, more news is coming out about the game. All 134 FBS schools will be in NCAA 25. The NIL will also be available in the game. Can't wait for this game to drop. It's not, according to them, it's going to be nothing like Madden, which is very, very big. We didn't want another Madden, obviously. We want the game to be their original self, which is looking like it will be. So very excited for that. And then going to college basketball, Gino Auriemma passed Coach K for second most wins all time in NCAA history. So congrats to him. One of the greatest coaches to ever do it, and I'll say the best women's coaches to ever coach. So congrats to him, and hopefully he continues to win for years to come.
You feel me? In the music world, um, you know, not a lot. Shout out to Fresco Trey. If you haven't listened to him before, that's my guy of the week right now. Yep.
All right. Thank y'all for watching. See y'all in the next one.
Yep. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed, leave a like. We appreciate it. Um, anything to say or dispute? Let us know in the comments. You feel me? Most importantly, make sure
Hey,
to
like three wise men once said, subscribe. We'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.
Peace.
peace.